Hello YouTube and welcome to the Platy pen. It's June, it's hot out, it's nice, so it's pond season. So what I want to do today is just run you through a bunch of my ponds that I have. This first one is a 300-gallon tank that I got for free from one of my buddies. So I set it up here and hooked it up with some of my Parrot Platys from downstairs. I put about 30 of them out here. Now when I got this tank, I had to recaulk it because all the seams were worn away, because my buddy had a snake in here before. So I recaulked it with GE Silicone 2, which I was worried about putting the Platys in there because I heard some people say that it has the 5-year mold protection stuff in there and that it could kill your fish. So what I did is about a week ago I put 12 of them in there. I didn't see a death, so yesterday I put another 18 in there. So there's 30 Parrot Platys in there, haven't seen any deaths. So everything seems to be going alright for right now. And some of the plants I have in there is this water hyacinth. Back here, if you can see these long stringy ones, this is flowering rush. Here's some hornwort and some water sprite, duckweed floating on the top. So inside here I have 3 never clog air stones. One of them in the front here, then one in the back, one in the other back, just to keep the water circulating and that water oxygenated. So already every now and then I can start to see the adults move to the side of the tank. Might be a little hard to see, but there's one down there. Now I can already see their color has increased a lot since being out here, whether it was a week or a couple days now. So in this back bucket here are just some plants that I got at my cottage that I harvested from the water. Some of these plants are starting to come back. After the hydrogen peroxide dip, they died off a lot. But I got some mosses that were on the ground but seem to be living in the water at my cottage and seem to be coming back here in the water. So we'll see what happens with those. Now this plant here, in my 1 10-gallon tank here, didn't like the hydrogen peroxide dip a lot. And I wish I got a good video of it because I'm not sure what it was. It was like a transparent red crinkly leaf. Not sure of which family. Actually, it looks like I got some pieces of it right here coming back. So good, I guess we'll see what this was. But in this same 10-gallon tank, I have 2 irises growing. 2 types of Louisiana irises. This first one is Red Velvet Elvis. And the second one, I'm not going to know the name. Well, you can take a look at it right there. It's going to be a pretty flower. So in this 10-gallon tank, every now and then you might see a couple guppies swim by. The guppies that I got in here are the feeder guppies from the local fish store. Now I thought I was going to put them in the 300-gallon tank to test the water first, but then I thought, I'm going to have a dozen tiny little guppies in there. How in the world am I going to get them back out? So instead of feeding them to something else, because I don't really have anything else I could feed them to, I decided just to stick them out of the tank in here with the irises. Now in the tank next to that, this is a brine shrimp culture tank I'm trying. And you can see all the little brine shrimp in there swimming around. Now what I did to start this tank is I just filled up a 10-gallon tank with water and a chlorinator. And I'm not sure of the salt that I bought, but I bought a box of salt at my local fish store. It was for a 10-gallon saltwater tank. Dumped all the salt in, mixed it up, and in about a day or 2 I added the brine shrimp. Didn't cycle the tank, didn't wait for the algae to form. They seem to be doing alright, but every now and then I'll sprinkle in some crushed up Hikari algae wafers or some powdered Soylent Green by Repashy. But they're growing pretty good right now. We'll see what becomes of it. They might crash and I'll die and I'll have to restart and figure out where I went wrong. But as of right now, they seem to be swimming around a lot and eating and pretty happy. So hopefully they'll start breeding. So it's August 21st and this brine shrimp tank has been set up for about 2 weeks. And I've already noticed some brine shrimp are mating. And there's a couple with some eggs on them already. Let me see if I can zoom in up on this one. There's too much algae on the glass to focus, but if you can see that one swimming down there, she has a batch of eggs on her abdomen. You notice right there, there's a couple of brine shrimp mating. So what I did to set this tank up was I just used regular water right out of the faucet, added aquarium salt, enough for 10 gallons, and that's it. Added a chlorinator. I went to my local fish store and bought some feeder brine shrimp, poured them in, and this is the result a couple weeks later. So what I'm feeding is Repashy Soylent Green. I'm using it as the powder and just sprinkling the powder on top of the water surface. So the last update on the brine shrimp is that we got green water and now we have babies swimming around. So it's been about 4 weeks, an entire month this has been set up, and we now have babies and green water. Everything seems to be working real well. Now in the feeder guppy pond with the iris, I just moved in a Parrot Platy. That is one of my culls because it has a bent face. The spine is bent up towards the head of it. So the fish body would normally be like this. This guy up at the head is crooked a little like that. So he's in here because he can't mate with the guppies, and he can just live out his life until I find something to do with him. Now this is the last pond I have set up for right now, and this is one that I made out of a bathtub. I made a video on this but didn't have any sound, so I didn't go through with it. But you can see over here I got another bathtub, so I'm going to be making another video on how to turn that into a pond. So hopefully be on the lookout for that, and it should come out soon. What I'm doing in this bathtub is I'm breeding fathead minnows. I'm going to try to breed fathead minnows for selling as bait. And after I get the breeding going, I'm going to have to get in touch with the DEC or the state of New York to see what I have to do to become certified in selling these minnows for bait. But right now I rather worry about getting them breeding before anything else. I did have a pretty big die-off in here. Well, that's because I thought this bathtub was more gallons than it was. I put in about 5 dozen fathead minnows, and most of them died off. So I think I had about 3 or 4 of them left, and I just bought a dozen probably about 4 days ago, and I haven't had any deaths from that. So hopefully they're turning around. There was a lot of mosquito larvae in there, but after I put that dozen in, man, there's nothing left. And the last couple ponds that I haven't set up yet are a couple that I got for free from my wife's cousin, I believe it was. I have to dig out the holes for this. I only have them partly dug. You can see I just got a little more digging to do to get them down in there. But once these ponds are dug in, this little one is going to be waterfalling into this big one. So this one will be a little better looking. But not sure what I'm going to put in this yet. I still got to get it dug in. I should do that soon before it's too late and I get some more Platys out here. So, hope you enjoyed this brief walkthrough through all my ponds at my house. If you enjoyed this video, comment, like it, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I pray God blesses all your aquariums and keeps your fish multiplying. Have a good day.